Hey y'all, what's up? This is going to be a quick video. This video was called The Truth About French and Spanish Territory, decoded by me, Lazuliana, the Angel of Louisiana. This is straight up oracle information. I'm coming to you as the true Symbol of KiMaean, or the KiMaean symbol. This is information made clear to me by my KiMaean Matriarch. And let's just jump into it. I don't want this to be a long video. I cannot give you any type of references or anything to go, no books to go look into. This is straight up oracle information. There are no books that's going to probably say this, but trust me, this is going to go down in history or in the future as something that's the truth. Okay, so also if you find this interesting, please like, share, and tag me in the video if you share it. I would like to see that this message is getting across to people, so please share. Okay, so whenever you hear things in reference to the North American history or the history of the Americas, and you hear them mention French territory or Spanish territory, all of this is a cloaked language, cover language. These things were used to describe locations. Now, I know you're probably gonna say, "Well, everybody know that's about locations and timelines and stuff." But what I'm speaking of is locations in the human body or locations in the body. So we are in assimilation. This is We are like avatars, living avatars here in North America. Each continent is a world itself, but North America is the realm of the living avatars, meaning actual living beings who are in the form and in assimilation as a living avatar. As we descend down to the worlds beneath, we go into different types of avatars. So we are the true and the living avatar, or the avatars of the true and the living people, while the people who right up under us in our descent would be avatars of the avatar that we are. Okay. And it just descends, lower and lower from there. All right. So when we talk about the French and Spanish territory, French is just a cover word to speak on the location in the human body that's related to what I call the wrenches, or some people pronounce pharynx. Some people pronounce the pharynx. So I don't know how y'all pronounce it, but the word is Pharynx, right? The pharynx. So this is the area of the wrenches, and the territory that the French covered in our narrative is in the location that will be corresponding to the area in the body of the pharynx or the pharynx. I'm just going to say the wrenches because, like I say, people pronounce the word different. Um, and so when you hear them talking about French territory, they're talking about that location in the body. When you hear them talking about Spanish territory, you like you might hear them say a certain area was conquered by Spain or the Spanish or whatever. So the Spanish territory would be the spine. The word Spain is just a cover word for a spine. When you hear a spine when you hear of of Spain or the Spanish territory, you're thinking of the spine territory. So this is the area in the body that starts around Texas, or location in North America. This is the area that starts at the southwestern parts of Texas, going around the Gulf, going to the other side of the Gulf. This is where the Spanish territory, or the spine. This is where the spine starts. This is where you start going into the spine area. So this is an area of the descent of the American people. So when we descend from heaven and go down to earth, we're going into the Spanish territory or the Spanish territory. So when we get down to like going towards South America, you're going into the earth territory. When you're here in North America, this is the heaven territory. So when you're in the areas around the Gulf of Mexico, which is near and between North and South Americas, you're like just right around the jaw area or the mouth area or the neck area. So this is why sometimes you'll hear the terms like let's say in ancient Egyptian, you'll hear the term the neckin. That area is the neckin. Or if you hear in the Mayan culture, you'll hear the word that they use for their leaders or their kings or their laws. They call them the Ejah. They call them the Ejah because literally they're in the territory of the jaw of the American body. They're in the jaw. Um, that's why they call it the jaw. So like as many of y'all might know, like we look at Louisiana as in relative to Mu or the waters of Mu. Well, so the area of Mu, when you put the letter T with it to suggest the place of Mu, or from the place of Mu, or from the place of the waters of Mu, you'll call that Mut. And so Mut, like they used in Egypt, Mut, that's a word to cover mouth. Mut is mouth. Mut, mouth. Mouth is Mut. So see, this is how the words have been cloaked and changed to kind of hide things in plain sight. It was made that way by our matriarch for us to remember, to be able to get back to it. And only certain people would be able to get back through this type of communication, or being able to recognize this language, and that's oracles. And I'm an oracle, and that's why I'm able to bring you this information. I think I'm the first one who was able to recognize the oracle language that was cloaked by the matriarch for us to get back to. So, like I said, Mut is mouth. Aja in the Mayan words, the Aja, that's literally the jaw area. You know what I'm saying? French has to do with the wrenches or the pharynx. And then Spanish or Spain is the spine, you know. So these are just a few of the words that were covered and cloaked. Now they were put by this patriarchy. They was switched in a different way to kind of confuse us. They put things in a way that they know you're going to have to look deep to find, but then they're only going to give you limited amount of information to find from there. This is why the matriarch had to cloak the words in the oracle's way of identifying it. So that's what I'm here for, and that's what I do. So once again, I'm Lawizeanna, the Angel of Louisiana, aka New Orleans Head Root, aka Illuminatia. And please like, share, and subscribe. Tag me if you share this video so that my message could get out there. And I'll be following up with another decode for you. Peace.